Well. Back again. As promised, I try to keep this up every single week. So here's the next podcast. My name is Antonio Q. Tomasello, aka Chocolate Eat, and I'm here to give you a slice of chocolate cake. If you don't know what chocolate cake is, it's a podcast dedicated to my thoughts and my surroundings, my everyday so-and-so. It's just anything that comes in my brain that I feel like talking about as I feed to your brain, mentally, not physically, in the form of chocolate cake. So today I thought I'll go over just my experiences and what it's like being a parent. And I think these past few weeks and really these past few months have really changed a lot of things. And I went over it again in last week's podcast about what I've been up to. But I just want to go over the basics of what it's been like, because there's been ups, there's been downs, but I say mostly ups. Let's get started. Years ago, I've always thought of and wanted to have a child. I felt some type of, like, not burden, but I don't know really how to explain it. My father wasn't really there a lot. And, I remember clips of him when I was young, but I never really remember my father being in my life too much. I felt I had some type of duty, some type of code or something that driven me to say, you know what, like, just because that happened doesn't mean that I can't be a great dad. Just because I didn't have the tools and the lessons to learn. I've always thought the way I interacted with kids that I would be a great dad. And I always wanted to be a dad. It's just the process of finding someone. And to be quite honest, I always wanted it to be a planned thing. I always wanted to have the love of my life, and then finally we decide to have kids and stuff like that. I think this rarely ever happens in life. I think it's a small percent. Shit, I'm willing to beg, like, I'd say less than 5% of all the kids born are, like, actually planned. No statistics behind it, I'm just throwing it out there. Shit happens, accidents happen, people get caught up, yada yada yada, babies are born. So, of course, at the time when I found out my son was about to be born, my girlfriend at the time was pregnant. And though things were rocky and stuff like that, and again, I went over this in another podcast, I was genuinely excited. I was like, fuck yeah. This is not the planned thing I wanted, but I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to have a child. And if possible, if I can get a son, fuck yeah, I'm going to be super excited. I'm going to teach him all this stuff. I'm going to teach him all the crazy things, how to enjoy life, how to have fun, how to be responsible. I really wanted my father to be around too, to see my son, because that would have been amazing. Fortunately it wasn't possible, but I just knew that I had a template, I had just a mindset that, I'm going to be a good dad. I didn't have a dad in my life, but I'm going to be a good father. And in those 9 months, you're going through just like this anticipation. You're going through the build up. You're going through about what to do, what to buy. And at first it's scary. Like, I'm just reading up on so much material. What's going to be the best for him? What formula to use? What diapers to use? What pediatrician's the best? Because you want the best for your child. Like, what's going to be the best? What's this formula? I'm looking up on the internet. I'm looking at reviews. And, for myself, or if I buy things for myself, you kind of don't care. But for your son, you want the best. Like, I want the best thing. I want to make sure he's doing the best. Everything. I want this. I want this. I want this crib. And you're just going crazy, just looking up all this stuff, hoping that you're going to do the best you can. So I paired all that stuff and went out and bought him all these things, and I don't give a fuck. I was cashing out because I was like, anything he wants, he's gonna get. Or what? This time I was like, he or she, my child's gonna get whatever they want. He's gonna get the best. And then when I found out I was a boy, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So it comes around the time where my son was born about a month early, actually. Which the doctors are trying to explain to me, it really is not that serious. The baby is developed. He doesn't need any special treatment still. But he was born a month early. It's a big baby. He was born 10 pounds a month early, so shit. If he was in there a little bit longer, I couldn't imagine how big he would be. But I see him born, and he's just, the emotion just overwhelms you. I'm not the guy to cry and shit like that, but Jesus, like man, look what I had a part of. I didn't care him for 9 months, but I was like, look what I had a part in creating life. And you sit there, and then once the hospital's all done, you bring him home, and fuck that fucking first night. And you go through the whole people like, you won't sleep, all that bullshit. Lucky thing is, I don't really sleep that much, so it doesn't really bother me. But the first night, man, he had some gas or something like that. We found out later during the night, but he was crying and crying and crying and crying. I'm like, fuck. How? It's a long road ahead of us, but this is the first night. But after that, things got a little bit better. To be honest, knock on wood, my son was fantastic with sleeping. Like 3 months in, you hear all these fucking stories about, oh, my son didn't sleep for a year, 2 years. I'm like, fuck. My son sleeps. It took him about 3 months to get on schedule, and he sleeps through the night. He's good. He's solid. But then you go through, after you have your leave and all that stuff, and you have to go through the settle of getting a babysitter. This is the hardest part, man, because once you have a child, it's hard to explain. You have this, I guess guardians has, like, you just want your child safe at all times, forever. And leaving them with someone is hard. Incredibly hard. Like, I didn't want to leave my child with anyone. The only person I even felt okay at the time to leave my child was my mom. And of course, your other spouse or whatever, your girlfriend, all that, they don't want to hear that shit, but it's like I didn't even feel comfortable leaving the child with any other parents or whatever, even if their parents are great. I just felt it's this whole safety thing. No disrespect towards her family. It's just like I just felt like if he's not with me, or he's not with my mom, or if he's not with her, I just feel uncomfortable. Because you see all this shit on the news, and babysitters hitting babies and neglecting babies and all this stuff, and you're like, even if it's a small fraction, I'm like, ugh, like leaving my baby with anyone just makes me feel uncomfortable. And the fucking first babysitters I got, man, fucking garbage. They were family friends of hers, and the way they would just the way they wanted to get paid, when they wanted to get paid, was just all up and down, just like, I want to get paid this day, can you give me this much, or this, and then, like, you didn't watch him that day, whoa, but he was gonna come. It was just a fucking mess. So we hopped from the first babysitter, who I thought was trash. We hopped to the next babysitter, who I kind of liked her. She was okay. I did not like the environment she was around. Again, you want the best for your son. Like, any other day you walk into an apartment complex, it's whatever. But you walk into a different apartment complex, you walk to a different neighborhood, and you see things in the neighborhood. Like, you see people outside hanging out all the time, just fucking, like, playing loud music and shit. And again, you wouldn't fucking care if it was you, but it's my child, and you're like, I don't want my child around this shit. I don't want my fucking kid in the ghetto. Like, you just But the house that she lived in, I think she had her sons and stuff like that, and her sons were like bummy as fuck, and they used to have friends over all the time, and it was just like, I don't really want my son to be there, but I don't have anyone else at the moment. And then I think it was, so there was a time where the babysitter was nice, but I felt like sometimes when I went over there, she was like doing something, and she would have like her cousin or someone watching the baby, and I told her, I said, look, like, you have to, maybe you gotta run to the store, maybe you gotta do this, but I'm not paying your cousin, I'm not paying your niece, I'm not paying anyone else, I'm paying you to watch my son. So you need to be here at all times. And we had a conversation, saying, I'm sorry, I had to run to the store. And I said, that's cool, but you do it when my son's not there. Period and point blank. I said, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm paying you. You're getting my money. And there was a time too where I had to leave money with someone else. I said, I'm not leaving money with anyone else. I'm leaving money with you. Because she was blowing up my phone about, oh, you didn't pay me this and this and this and this. I said, yeah, you weren't there. I said, when you get there, I'll pay you money. I'm not paying anyone else money. I'm not going through, you didn't get the money, you can get all the money, anything. No, I need to pay you. Then you print out or you get a receipt book, give it to me, I can clean on my taxes, but money goes straight to you. So the next thing that happened, well, first and foremost, accidents happen. When a baby is first trying to walk, when he's trying to do this, accidents happen. He's going to hit his head, he's going to fall, all this stuff. It happens. It's natural. That's why we take precautions. We put things up. We put rubbers around the rubber silicones around like tables and stuff like that, and child safety locks and all that. I get it. Accidents happen. So there was a time where he hit his head or something. He had a bruise on his head. And she called me and she says, look, he was doing this, and he fell. And I don't know where I was, but I was like, I'm coming right now. like I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking angry. Somebody's about to get hurt. I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but my son got hurt. Somebody needs to answer for this shit. And it's frustrating because it could have happened. It happened with me. It happens if he falls or something like that, his head. But, you get this sensibility. So I walk in there and I'm like straight facing everybody. I walk past her son, usually says hi to me, and he's sitting outside with all his friends. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I didn't say shut the fuck up, but I was like, yo, and don't talk to me fucking right now. And I walk in the house, I'm like, yo, what happened? And she's like, I'm so sorry, this and this and this, this and this and this. And I was like, look, I don't know what happened. I wasn't here. I'm not blaming anyone. But I said, be careful with my son. I said, he's young. I don't want him to get hurt. I hope this doesn't happen again. But if it happens again, it's going to be a problem. And I mean, I didn't say it with such tone, I was a lot nicer. I'm not going to say it in front and be like, I went in there and knocked everything over. But you have this thing, like you have this connection, like and it's so hard to explain because, yeah, like, your brother gets hurt or your sister gets hurt, you get that, like, that sense of you want justice or you just want to be there for them. But when it's your like child, it's like everybody in this fucking place is going to get hurt if I don't find out what happened. Like, everybody's going to fucking get it. I'm on a warpath right now. My son got hurt. I wasn't here. I feel bad he's here. And it's like someone needs to pay. That's that feeling you get, like someone needs to fess up. What happened? I think it was like a week after that where I had enough, and again, I wanted my son in a better environment, so I got a different babysitter. So it's the third babysitter, and at the time, she was actually pretty good. She lived in my apartment complex. She cleaned out her whole apartment so she can just babysit. Her whole living room and everything's cleaned all out for kids. She had a decent price. She babysitted 5 days out of the week. And I loved her daughter. She decided that instead of going out and paying people and then working, why don't she just run a daycare? So she got a license and all that stuff. Good girl for the most part. I liked her, so that was good. And then at that certain time, you really start to like look at life differently. Of course, like, I would go out and stuff like that with friends and, like, have a drink. No, I'm having my son tonight. It's me and him chilling. No, thank you. I'll be the designated driver. I'll be the responsible guy. It's just what I'll do. Even things when you're working, you want to get home from work. You want to try to get home early, trying to hang out with them. You just want to be more involved. At least me, again, I have this sensibility and this thought process. My dad wasn't there. I wanted to somehow, prove to myself that I can do it. to have this type of feeling. Like, look, like in some way and somehow my dad's looking at me, he's proud of me. Says, look what I'm doing, Dad. I have a son of my own, he's doing great. And one thing I try to, the whole, I guess I'll touch bases on a little bit, the whole disciplining your child thing. How some people think is you should whoop your child, you should not whoop your child. My son's too young to get, I guess, whoopings, but I do like spank his butt a couple times if he does something bad. So it was like last night, he spilled a bunch of marinara sauce all over the carpet floor. He grabbed something on the table, spilled all over the carpet floor. Spanked him twice, tell him it was bad, showed him what he did, made him sit on the couch. He knows to sit on the couch means, don't do anything else. You can't play right now, you stay on the couch. My son, for a very young age, is very disciplined. Of course he still does, kid stuff, childish stuff, baby stuff. Of course he does little fits sometimes. But when you see these kids, what was it? Day before yesterday, when I was at, Walmart? Where the fuck was I at? I don't know where it's at. But, there was a dad and his two kids. And one kid is just wilding out. Going crazy. Just, he's crying. I think he's asking for his mom. He's just fucking wilding out the whole time, screaming. And his daughter is doing things like, I think it's like touching him, touching his legs, touching his feet. And what I find interesting, he was getting mad at his daughter. Like, he's like, don't egg him on, don't make him more mad than all this. It's like, motherfucker, you need to concentrate on your son. He's fucking crying for no reason. He's throwing fits, he's throwing stuff, and you're just letting him do it. I think you need to start disciplining at a young age. You don't need to beat your kids, but my son knows when I raise my voice, when I give him a stern tone, that he's did something wrong. He knows to put things back. He puts them back exactly where they were. He knows when he shouldn't touch things, like a stove and all that stuff. I teach him hot. Whenever he's around things he shouldn't touch, hot food. I say, when he knows when the microwave goes off, something's hot coming out of it, I say hot, hot. He says hot, hot. And he knows to back away. Exactly, he knows when to pick things up. I say, put it down, Antonio, or put it back. I say, put it back all the time. Put it back, Antonio. Don't touch. He knows not to touch it. I think my son is great. And it's fantastic with stuff like that. Again, he still does Tyler stuff, but I think he does an amazing job with things like that. I was at the dollar store the other day, trying to get him a toy or something, trying to get some candy or whatever. And the lady, he picked up some chocolate, and he, tried to give it to me. I said, no, Antonio, we're not buying that. Put it back. And he put it back, and the lady at the register's like, oh wow, he pays attention. I said, yeah, he knows. He understands when I tell him no. He understands when I tell him yes. He understands when I tell him to take his shoes off. He understands when I tell him to, it's time for bed, all that stuff. Like, he's very disciplined. He's 1 in 8-9 months, just about 9 months. And he's very disciplined for a young age. This is something I instilled in him very young when I started off. People have this stigma about disciplining kids. Discipline your fucking kids. When they do something wrong, when they do something they shouldn't be doing, stop letting them do it. Stop letting them cry till you can't cry anymore or whatever. You see these kids grow up to be assholes. When I worked at GameStop, I had a kid, or he was a lot older than my son. He was like, maybe like 5 or 6. And he's like, Mom, buy me this game, buy me this game, buy me this game. And she's like, no. He's like, you're stupid, you're dumb. No, I hate you. And she said, no, he doesn't normally do this. Oh, yes, he fucking does, bitch. It's clear that he does this shit a lot. You need to whoop that kid. When he starts getting older, you need to whoop that kid and give him a whooping. I understand at a young age too that you do bad things, you get a whooping. That's came hand in hand. If you don't want to whip your kids, fine. Do what you can to discipline them in a certain way. But if all else fails, your kids need a whooping. And a lot of people, no, you don't want to hit your child. I'm not saying you got to beat the shit out of your child. I'm saying you have to discipline them. It's the fundamental rule. And it sounds crude, but just pay attention. The body receives pain. It doesn't like pain. It's not what the body wants. Introducing something, maybe at a young age or later down the line, that look, whooping's pain, you don't like it, you do good, it won't happen. It's simple. If you don't want to whip your kids again, a stern talking. No one wants to be yelled at. You talk to your child sternly. Say, look, don't do that. You understand? And I tell my son when he does something bad, if it's something that he didn't mean to do, or something he's learning, he doesn't understand how it works, then I give him a stern talking. If it's something he shouldn't be doing, and he continues to do it, then I discipline him. I'm just tired of all these badass kids who grow up to be pieces of shit. It's like, look, discipline your kids. You ain't gotta beat them up, but discipline. My son's very good at that, and he's so young, and it progresses that he's going to be respectful. I'm super respectful of my mom. I don't curse for my mom. When I was young, we got weapons if we did stuff bad. We were raised as good children. So we're not assholes to people. We're not assholes in society. We understand how it works. So he does very well with that stuff. But now, as he's getting older, I mean, the worst part about it again is the whole, I can't be a parent 24/7. And that's what hurts the most. I have to hope, and again, it's not that the mother of my child is doing bad, but it's like you just want to make sure that he is getting 100%. He's getting discipline. He's getting everything he needs, clothes, food, and all that stuff, because it's like a part of you. Like, it makes you feel sad when you don't have the knowing of what's going on. I want him to be surrounded by love, nurturing, caring, food, clothes, all that stuff. So you just want to, it's like a part of you. He's technically a part of you. That guardian thing that you have, like, you just want to make sure he's doing good. I love my son more than anything in this world. I can't imagine anything happened to him. I don't know what I would do in this world if anything happened to him. If somehow he was taken away from me, I couldn't imagine the feeling I would have. I'm not the most emotional person. I cry when it's needed to, but I can't imagine that position would put me in if my son was somehow not part of my life. He's made me a better person. Shit, he's made me budget better in life. He's all around just a shining light, like he's a beacon for something better. I have to be better for my son. I have to be more healthy for my son. I have to be more financially stable for my son. I can't fail. I can't have something. Well, I have to have something for him at all times. For me, fine. If I can't have something, or if I gotta eat ramen, if I got to sacrifice something, that can't be for my son. My son has to have it. And a lot of people don't understand that, which frustrates me. You ever see couples and stuff who are not able to do things for their kids? You see people not in the right state of mind. You see people taking their anger out on their kids, so they're upset about something. My son makes me a better person. People don't understand that. You can't fail as a parent. You can't. You can fail on your own. You can not get stuff done on your own. But as a parent, you have a duty, an obligation to be better. You had a duty and obligation to take care of your son, to give him a better life than what you have, and to set him up to create a human being that contributes to society, that is nice, that is caring. People don't understand that. You have a kid that's going to be a teenager, that's going to be an adult, and you are the guideline. You are the person pointing them in the right direction. Everything you do when you wake up is instilled in your child. Everything you say is instilled in your child. Why not do it the best you can? He's going to learn from you. Why not be the best person you possibly can? Don't be a fuck up. Don't sit there and be average. Show your child what it means to be a human being. Show your child what it means to progress in life. Show them how to get things done. Show them to be smart. Show them to be a human being that wants to be around other people and that people want to be around them. Give your son, give your daughter 300% love. Be a better person. Be a parent. People don't understand that. I love my son. Again, I'll say it 20,000 times. When I see him in the morning, when I wake him up, and he's breasting the stuff out of his eyes, he needs his diaper changed, but he gets up and I see him smile, and he's happy. That makes me so happy. When I hear him say "Dad" for the first time, the joy on my face. And I'm buying him some new clothes, I'm buying him some new shoes, and I'm shopping, just getting him things that he wants. I don't fucking shop clothes for myself, really, but for my son, I get excited. Let me go get him some new clothes, let me get him something. When he's dancing, when he's playing with his car, when I buy him a new toy, and he's smiling. I give him a lemon for the first time, he makes that funny face. All those like little moments, I love them to death. Seeing them happy makes me happy. Trying new foods, just giving him new things, reading to him, picking up words. Likes to say no a lot. Now he knows the word no. My son is so cute and he's amazing. And watching him grow is amazing. He's dropping stuff and he goes uh-oh, and he knows how to say ew. When I change his diaper, he goes ew, and all that stuff. All these little things, and I never thought I'd have the feeling of such small things. It's just great. And then of course there's times where, you know, he's upsetting me or making me mad because he's doing something he shouldn't have, and all that stuff. I mean, of course there's little bad parts when he was crying when he was so young and I wasn't getting any sleep. I mean, of course it happens, but I wouldn't trade it for the world for all the good moments, for knowing that I created someone who's going to grow up and be a smart person. I can't wait for him to get older. I can't wait for him to get older and we're able to do other stuff. I'm able to take him to certain places like carnivals and all that. I'm genuinely excited for all that stuff. Because again, like, I didn't have those moments with my dad. I don't know that template. So I'm going along and learning the process. I was never shown. But I understand that to be loving, caring, to be there for my son. And as the days progress, I learn more and understand more and I know what to do. And he's going to have a template of what it means to be a father. I'm going to be there for him whenever he needs it, however he needs it. 3,000%. He carries my name, he carries my last name, he carries my blood. He is my guiding light again. The source of everything. My world revolves... I revolve around his world, really. And I'm willing to give him everything he wants and needs. So things are not great, of course, with his... Well, okay with his mom, and he's not here. But I'll do my best. And hopefully down the line, somehow, some way, he can live with me. I just thought I'd go over just small things about just being a dad, being a parent. And people who are a parent who have kids will understand that feeling you have, that way of just being a guardian, just wanted to be there for them. I think I wouldn't go as long as say everyone should have kids, because I know there's some people who just don't want to have kids, and that's cool. But I think in some way, if you find the person that you're compatible with, you want to stay with, I think it would be a good idea for you to have kids to experience what I experienced, because it's a feeling that you can only have with the kid. Like, I wouldn't have this feeling, this compassion for someone if I didn't have my son in my life. So if you have kids, do the best you can. But just be better. Do the best you can. Go above and beyond. You can't fail. And show them what it means to be a human being, to be a good person. Short podcast, not too long. So I gotta figure out what my next topic is. I really wanted to do dating this week, but I might do dating next week. I still have some more material I gotta figure out and put in there and jib jabs. So that's it for today. Have a good one. And again, if you got a topic, shoot me a topic. Let me know what's up. I'll post this to my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is called Antonio Tomasello. I don't think I have any subscribers on there, but fucking look it up. Subscribe, baby. Just Chocolate Gaming YouTube again. There's only a couple things on there. I'm still fucking around, trying to figure out shit out. Still trying to get a squad. Still trying to get a good camera. Still trying to put reviews together and all that. I'm working on it. But you can look at my Spreaker. This is where I post most of my podcasts. You can look at my YouTube channel and look at my Facebook. But thank you for listening. Have a good day.